Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Siboga TV, which is your number one online political channel. There is this conversation which is going across the nation about who should be the president in the side of opposition and who should take up the position of the deputy president. Because that conversation is coming up now and again. We have people who believe that the person who should be the president is Fred Okengo Matiang'i, and the person who should be the deputy is Kalonzo Musyoka. We also have other people who believe that it is Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka who should be the president and Fred Okengo Matiang'i to deputize him. So that conversation is actually what I want us to have a candid discussion about. But before we dive in, I could request you kindly today, give this video a like. Please give it a like. Secondly, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thirdly, hit the notification bell. And lastly, share this video to your friends and request them to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Have you done that, please? If you have done it, let us now come back to the conversation between Fred Okengo Matiang'i and Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, who should take up the presidential candidate and who should deputize the other. Between those two, in your own opinion, who do you think should be the president and who do you think should be the deputy? Because it is now very clear that most people in the opposition side, they see these two people as the people who can make William Samoei Arap Ruto to be a one-term president and being supported by Rigathi Gachagua. But most people don't agree who should be for the presidential candidate and who should be the running mate candidate. That is where people are having a conversation about. And what are the reasons for you to say that it is this person who should be the presidential candidate, and this is the person who should be the running mate? Because I have tried to hear what people are saying, and I have also tried to search why those groups, each group is saying this and another group is saying this. And I have found out that most people feel that Fred should be the president or the presidential candidate towards 2027. And they also believe that it is Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka who should deputize Fred Okengo Matiang'i. And people with that thought, they believe that Fred Okengo Matiang'i is more presidential than Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. And they believe that Fred Okengo Matiang'i is quite strict, is quite knowledgeable. He understands more what to be done, is a technocrat, and does things very professionally. And that is why they feel that this time we need a president who is a technocrat in nature, who has expertise. And that is why many people feel that Fred Okengo Matiang'i, who is their Mr. Fix-It, should actually be the candidate of presidency. And also because Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is actually very loyal and is very friendly to work with. And that is why they are saying that he should be the running mate of Fred Okengo Matiang'i. And if these two people will get the support of Rigathi Gachagua, then people believe that that will be a good, formidable group that can unseat President William Samoei Arap Ruto. And for that group, they believe that a person who should be the president or should be the candidate for presidency, that person must be tough. That person must be quite knowledgeable. And that person must be informed of the present and the future. And when they look at those indicators, they always believe that Fred has those indicators because he's a person who is tough, he's a no-nonsense person, and that means he can give instructions. And those instructions must be followed. And they believe that because Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka has that track record of being a performer, once he's in the seat of being the president, then he is going to make sure that every ministry is going to be instructed on how to do things and to make things to happen. And also we have people with a school of thought that the person who should be the presidential candidate should be Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, and Fred Matiang'i should be his running mate. And those ones who believe in that, they say that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka comes with enough experience. He can be able to mix politics and governance, which actually they feel that Fred Matiang'i lacks, because they feel that Fred Matiang'i is just a technocrat, he's just a worker. But Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka understands how politics is being played, and therefore he can know how to mingle with the politics of this nation. And with the people of that school of thought, that is why they feel that the person who should go for the presidency, who should be the candidate for presidency, that person must have enough experience. And when we look at the entire group of opposition, it is actually Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka who has enough experience, because Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka has actually been in politics for a very long time. Remember, even before Matiang'i could join government, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka was the vice president of Emilio Kibaki. And therefore, he understands how governance should be done in this nation. And that makes people to believe that it is Fred. It is actually not Fred. It is Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka who should be a presidential material, who should be the candidate for presidency, and he should be deputized by Fred Matiang'i. And if you listen to those two school of thoughts, you can actually say that they have something to offer. Because if you look at that group which says Fred should be the presidential material and Kalonzo the running mate, and also you listen to the group which says Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka should be a presidential material or candidate, and Fred should be his running mate. Also, they have an argument to make. But in the present Kenya, which kind of a president do people want? That is also what I have always been asking people. Which kind of a president do you want? And many people, they say they want a no-nonsense president. A president who cannot condone corruption. A president who is ready to act. That is the kind of president they need. Second, they need a president who is workaholic, who can work. And thirdly, they need a president who knows the present and the future, who understands the present and the future. A person who can unite the old and the young together, who understands the needs of the young people, who understands how to mingle with the old and the modern society. And when they look at that, definitely you will find that most people, they will say that the person who have those qualities they need is Fred Okengo Matiang'i. And that is why I agree with the majority that it is Fred who should go or who should be the presidential candidate. And it is then Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka can actually be his running mate. Because now Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, with the experience, he can actually advise Fred Okengo Matiang'i. And Fred Okengo Matiang'i with that understanding, that broader picture. Because for Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, they say if he becomes the president, he will actually maintain the status quo. He cannot even bring in fresh minds. He cannot try to do new things. But Fred is capable of trying new things, of making new things to work, unlike Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. So there are many people they have actually reached to that conclusion that it is Fred Okengo Matiang'i who should go for the higher post or be the candidate for presidency, and then Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka should actually deputize him. I really don't know what's your conclusion, but I would like you to give me your conclusion. So who do you think should actually be the candidate for presidency, and who should deputize the other? Please drop your comments in the comment section below. And if this is your first time to pump into this YouTube channel, I request you kindly to take a minute and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video a like, share the video to your friends, and also hit the notification bell so that at any moment YouTube can notify you to watch any political content that we upload into YouTube. And with that, I say thank you. May God bless you all abundantly until we meet in our next political discussion. Goodbye.